Alrighty, folks, we are still getting ready on our side with the stream for our race number 2 here. Want to go ahead and give you the details of this next upcoming Game 2's game info screen. The required sky fragment count will be 19, so our runners will only need 19 fragments to get to the end of the game. Earth has rolled into water, water has rolled into air, fire to bomb, and air to fire. Holy is still holy, so we'll be able to life any of our enemies that we need to, so long as we're higher level than them. Stone has rolled into stone, so anything that could be petrified before will be petrified again, so we will not see any super boss petrification strats rolled out here. And paralysis has rolled into poison weakness, while blind weakness is rolled into paralysis, so anything that could be blind before can now be paralyzed. In terms of our companion spellbook, Kaylee has rolled fire at 35. That's it. That's the full spell list for her. Tristram has rolled fire at 15, heal at 29, quake at 34, and thunder at 40. Phoebe has rolled fire at 6, quake at 11, heal at 16, and Ruben has rolled quake at 12, flare at 12, and arrow at 29. So with fire rolling into bomb weakness and air rolling into fire weakness resistance, none of our partners have really good options against Dark King. This is going to be the Ven show. Dark King naturally resists earth, water, and air. So in this seed, he's going to resist water, air, and fire, making earth, aka meteor, our best offensive option for our runners outside of white. So this may be a Ruben seed. He has had his moments to shine in this tournament. And with no cure available, triage isn't a huge option available to take someone else either. So it might just be life and resistances that'll pump Kaylee and Phoebe up to being picked over Ruben, but we'll see how that lies. All right, and it looks like, at least on our end, the runners are firing up their second flag set. Should be seeing them go live here in a minute or two, chat, so stay tuned. All righty, chat, getting ready to kick off here in just a few seconds here. Get your good lucks, have funs out there in the chat, and let's get some positive RNG for our runners here tonight. I personally want to see this taken to game 3. That's just me. I want to show tonight, chat. If you want to show too, let's get some good luck in here for Ultimastrike. Or if you're a farfelu fan, get your GG RNGs in there for him as well. Personally, I can't gush enough about both of these runners here. Again, both of them putting on fantastic showings this entire tournament. I'm so happy to have been not only a participant, but your commentator here in the finals as we go on. Again, my name is Hebbinks. I am joined in the booth by I'll get it right one night. Amalides, I believe, is how it's pronounced. And we are getting ready to bring you game 2. Let's see another amazingly close race. We're getting ready to go in 8 seconds here. Starting off with Catclaw and a Tristram. So not a terrible start. We see a Kaylee. We immediately say no. Sorry, fire's an awful spell. Make a U-turn here. Lava Dome available. P-Tower available. No. Is that a volcano? Maybe. It might be a volcano. We don't know. farfelu opting for the same strategy as last game. Going to go ahead and get some shopping money before checking out the other locations, which would behoove him since the seeds are immediately available. Again, our runners only need 19 sky fragments this seed. Ultimastrike getting rewarded with his dive with a fragment and a tin can. And as always, Volcano being ever reliable to be here in the Forester region. Chat, I did not see how much cash farfelu got from that battlefield. Did anybody catch that like 2-frame window of which that text box popped up? Jumbo Bombs and Claw here available. Not the Dragon Claw, but you know what? Both of those are good enough. You technically do not need Dragon Claw or Mega Grenades to get to the end of the game. There is a shortcut put in when you toggle on Doom Castle shortcut mode that has a row of skulls that you could slide down on the shifting sand floor of Doom Castle, and then you can hop your way across to the door. Medusa getting no love this tournament. She's too beefy for only 1 box check. And when your fragment count rolls 20 or lower, you really you take your chances and go, nah, fam, not for me. We'll see how much shopping money farfelu got when he finally makes his way over to Fireburger. I'm sure he'll be delighted to be able to spend that money immediately for some quick gains, although only being able to really use it on himself unless he decides to take our boy Ruben. Invisible encounters here feel bad. We'll see if farfelu decides to take any for leveling or immediately run away. It looks like we're taking the leveling route a little bit, trying to beef up a little bit more. Gonna probably see farfelu do the same exact thing we saw Ultima do here. Check that room that they already saw before and dip immediately. And even if the floors are shuffled, the top of Volcano exit will take you to the overworld. So Ultima making good use of that, immediately dipping out. Ooh, there's an entourage waiting for you in Pazuzu's tower. But Jumbo Bombs will make light work of all of them. Again, both of our runners being very smart here, putting Tristram on defend, so they're not wasting the animation on, time loss here on a turn where they could just kill everything with bombs anyways. So instead of being able to flick through a text box, they'd have to watch the shurikens go out and see the text box for that. So they're saving time here by putting their partner on defense because they really don't need him to do anything else. farfelu fading the tower for now, dipping into Fireburg. Checking out Ruben's house. No Ruben, but we do get a tin can that he left behind. Yeah, and I do believe we did see Ultima pick out the moon helmet, so that is going to be huge for fire resistance. Not shopping for seeds, I guess just not wanting to take the time or maybe doing a little bit of exploration before dipping in and doing their final deposit in to get some cash. Meanwhile, Ultima making their way through the labyrinth that is P-Tower shuffled. No other huge gets that I've seen, but here's the armory room. Fire and Sun Coin available. That's spicy. Hopefully we'll get some firepower if this is the only region our runners will be directed to. Otherwise, things could get pretty hairy pretty quickly. Yeah, this is a spicy seed indeed, chat, but we'll see how it goes. Our ever affable developer of the randomizer, Wildham. You might have seen him show up in chat a couple times here and there. He's also our proctor. Shout outs to him for our races tonight. He has expressly said maybe tonight will be the night we get a boat seed. So chat, if you believe in boat, show some love for Max Ship in the chat. We just got some seeds and white on Ultimastrike. A huge pickup for the entirety of the game. We are set on damage. Meteor would be nice, but we now have seeds to dupe and white to cast, and we're going to go fast. Riding straight for Lava Dome. I don't know if we saw a full clear on P-Tower, but we saw a mostly clear on P-Tower. So a little bit of a reverse here. Looks like Ultima is getting the better RNG here. Woo! We got a river coin. Spice avoided for now. Now, it's not mild unspicy. Fireberg is not exactly free. There are still some dangerous encounters to take, but not nearly as hazardous as running straight to Windia. That being said, our runners tonight have won a couple of their tournament matches by taking the spicy route, getting those extra levels, taking the more hazardous road less traveled, and going straight to Windia. We'll see how the loadout prevails, if that is if that's able to be facilitated or not. Yeah, water hags will have a word to say with you for sure. Those fish are not nice. Age shield pickup from Ultimastrike. Again, another huge nice pickup here. Petrification immunity is going to be nice. You now no longer have to worry about an OTK on your team by getting double petrified, gassed, or whatever. Fragments going in. Farfelu now getting his river coin and doing the lava dome dive here. And we're going to see a lot of trading here. We're going to be mostly following Ultimastrike, given that he is just a little bit ahead of Farfelu in terms of exploration. I don't think Farfelu has gone anywhere that Ultima hasn't. The only thing that Farfelu has done is a battlefield versus Ultima, who I believe skipped that battlefield for the sake of time. We'll see if it pans out. And Elixir is a dud check along with that Tree Withers. So yes, while it would be funny to go fight Minotaur and save Kaylee's mom, that is a huge time loss because neither will reward you with a key item with this flag set. Sand coin found. I don't know if we saw Ultima check the bottom half of the treasury. So now the entire world is open to our runners. So now bears the question, where do we go? What do you do first? So we have sand coin available for both of our runners here. Again, shout outs to our tracker here doing the best they can, trying to watch two very, very fast seeds be run at the same time here. So some things might be missed, chat. Apologies for that. We're doing the best we can with tracking. Thank you so much for your help, keeping us honest here in the booth. Farfelu now cashing out all their shopping money, all one seed's worth available to him. Now, I did not see him pick up white or that free seed on floor 5 of P Tower. Did you, chat? Thunderrock found on Ultima's side, not going to be huge. Farfelu finding a very, very nice farmable seed spot, so that now makes up for not having any shopping money for Fireberg. If needed, you can run in and out of that door the cost of a second or two and get up a nice little repository of 12 or 15 seeds if needed. Farfelu diving mines here, and meanwhile Ultima staying the course. Gonna go ahead and full clear Lava Dome. Again, you might be asking why didn't Farfelu go around this fight, and unfortunately that floor tile is on a different Z-axis. It might not look like it, but it is technically part of the lower floor. It's such a troll. One-way walkway. Ultima finding life, another huge safety net. So Ultima is up life and white. We'll see if it plays out. Farfelu could technically get the lead here if they explore a little bit faster. But if they're missing any equipment going into the final fight here, that could give Ultima the advantage to catch up if they go in a little bit behind. Ultima's at 8 fragments. I have not seen Farfelu's counter updated yet. Very clean execution of movement here from farfelu at 6 shards. So Ultima making some pretty good finds here, staying the course and staying with a full clear of Lava Dome. Steel Shield's not exactly what you want to find after getting Aegis. It's basically a dud check, but hey, it's out of the way. Hydra Room giving us Libra Crest. Very nice. Unfortunately, we know that none of the world exploration will be hampered by crests or missing coins. You can get there, the entire world's your oyster here. Level 4 is giving us a fragment, maybe 2? 2 fragments. Do I hear a third? No third fragment, but a Venus Shield. There might be. Oh, maybe. 3 fragments in a Venus Shield. That is a nice level 4's, chat. The Venus Shield, it's aight. Fragments, though. Those are nice. Again, even if we have the rock, we're not talking to Otto because he's slow at building that rainbow bridge. And without mega grenades, there's no incentive to go blow up Spencer's Cave for a couple chests. Specifically 2. Ultima now happy with their full clear of the world. Only seeing a town available in Windia, scouting the entire map, kind of making their decision here. Whether they're heavy hitters, they have Wintry Cave. Dumping back in for a little bit more seed shopping here. Gets their 1 payout here, and farfelu dives Pyramid without a sword. Maybe hoping to find a sword while they're in here. Ultimastrike opting to grind out for a little bit of shopping money here. They have the levels now to clearly get through this Aquaria early game encounter. And with fire weakness rolling into bomb weakness, everything they come into on this battlefield is going to die to explosives. Chat, one never needs a reason to blow up anything in Mystic Quest, but you know, sometimes, and just hear me out, crazy idea, sometimes blowing things up is not the fastest route. Some may claim heresy. I'll say, I'll take those claims as they come. Yeah, every now and again, Sword will have what you need to finish, and Pyramid will have what you need to finish its exploration. We've seen Claws in Pyramid, we've seen Bombs in Pyramid, both what you need to go in full clear Pyramid. Sometimes the Sword's hiding in that first chest. Not tonight, though. No chat, this is Patrick. Ultima deciding to go the Windia route. We'll see how this pans. We'll see if this is just a Sun Coin door dive. There's our Night Sword on Rope Bridge, and we can now go back to Pyramid. Meanwhile, a Flare pickup on Ultimastrike's side. That's 2 big spells, but again, a little behind on the exploration. Ultima has been thorough. I think he's still slightly ahead on fragment count. Fading those free seeds, we know what those are, but again, trying to, I think some race jitters are playing in here, trying to make up as much time as possible to take this to game 3. We're going to see some decisions made here that might not make sense, and you know, with your knowledge of the game, but you got to put yourself in the runner's position to chat. You lost game 1, you want to win this tournament. You are in the finals. You're in it to win it. What are your decisions you need to make? And sometimes you'll waffle a little bit because of those race jitters. farfelu picking up Mobius Crest here, going into a full dive of Wintry Cave. Venus Key being found in mines. We know that's a dud check. farfelu at 11 fragments. I have not seen Ultima's fragment count yet, but we will see it here shortly. And again, we only need 19. There's 12 and a mask. A little rude since we've already done Volcano. 13, 14. We only are 5 away on farfelu's screen. No calamari tonight, but at least Tristram did not kill Ultima on his side of the screen. Confusion is a very scary thing. Yeah, Wintry Cave is a nicely dense location for its size. It's only about 4 rooms, but they are all nicely packed. And again, farfelu does not have to worry about seeds, given that he has a prime farming location if he needs to top up before going into Dark King fight. Ultimate 9 fragments, so a bit behind farfelu here, but we do know where the big ones are. Nothing in Libra Temple. Going to go ahead and check Windia, and Ultima may check out, hopefully, that level forest node. Meanwhile, farfelu, I think, is making the play to go check Windia now. Or Pyramid. Yeah, good call, chat. He did pick up that Knight Sword on Rope Bridge. Nope. Fading Windia. Just not touching it yet. We don't... I could see the reasoning why, from the commentator's booth, farfelu doesn't feel like he has the firepower to reliably get through Windia. Apollo helmet and a fragment being found in Grandma and Grandpa's basement. You love getting Christmas presents early. And Ultima and now making their way to get these 3 fragments and a Venus shield. Meanwhile, farfelu making their way through Pyramid here. Let's see what goodies await. Ultima saying no Pyramid till sword. And honestly, respect. We know it's the optimal play, but farfelu took the risk and ended up having to double dip for it. Now, I have not seen our boy Ruben. Was he hanging out in his house? Does anybody remember, chat? I think he was there. Ruben was in his own home, if I'm remembering correctly. Again, this could be seed bleed happening here. Ultima clearing out Aquarius. Skipped Rope Bridge. Ultima finding his way into Giant Tree, or Live Forest in this case. And this is kind of taking him off of that path that we know that the sword is at. He's not able to open any of these doors. Sword is pretty... It has a lot of uses here in Giant Tree. 14 fragments, though. Exit found. Holding off. Again, showing that discretion there. Huge knowledge check there on Ultima. The reflex was to exit out, but I think he wants to go take that crest warp back out before making that play. Just to, 1, check everything here in the forest, but 2, make sure he's not missing anything. He might want to go back. Again, as observers, we know where the sword that he's looking for is. Not seeing anything rewarding there in the Noble Armor room, but hey, there's an Excalibur. Who needs Rope Bridge? And farfelu getting some good levels out of this exploration of Pyramid. Ultima dipping out. Taking the double exit back to the Forester region. Probably going to be running for Pyramid now. Yep, and a different sword was on the table. In chat, don't feel bad if you don't remember anything. My brain basically runs on RAM as well. And in about 10 minutes, I'll forget this entire seed. We saw Phoebe. But again, not anything great. There is our boy Ruben hiding out in Cage Temple. He was not hanging out at home. Ruben again. Ruben needs to be level 12 to have Flare. So Ruben has Flare. Damage has been found. And a Cupid Locket. Very huge pickups for Ultima here. But if farfelu gets to King first and the refights are breezy easy, this is farfelu's race to tank. Gaia armor being found in the bottom of Ice Pyramid there. We'd want to see fragments, but Gaia armor is a very nice pickup. Foresta giving the rest of our white spells to Ultima here. There's a multi-key being found. Fragment number 18 for farfelu. He's one away. And Ice Pyramid doing him dirty, coming up short. There's the Meteor spell. Ultima is full up on spells minus Quake and Blizzard, which honestly, in my opinion, aren't real spells anyways. So Ultima's full up on spells. Farfelu scrambling for that last seed. Level 12, not a lot of firepower available, and a Tristram. We might see some further exploration, even though a technical go mode has been achieved, which it has been. Meanwhile, Ultima diving into Pyramid here. I think there is enough here in this Pyramid to get Ultima into go mode. He will have a quicker way out. But again, farfelu is technically, by shard count, ahead. He's in go mode. Farfelu taking a couple fights here, either because now bombs are not needed. With Doom Castle shortcut turned on, you do not need mega grenades. You do not need Dragon Claw. You can get to the end of the game via a shortcut that has been programmed in by turning in Doom Castle shortcut. So there's a little bridge of skulls on the top right of the shifting sands of first floor Doom Castle that our runners can drop down to now. Leads them to a staircase, and then they can hop across. No need for Dragon Claw, no need for Mega Grenade. You don't even need any equipment to get across Doom Castle now. Again, nothing in Noble Armor room here. Gemini Crest and a fragment there. Again, Ultima only needs 3. I believe he's going to find his 3 here shortly. Meanwhile, farfelu, not comfortable with the loadout that he has, going to do a little bit of exploring here. Either looking for a boy Ruben, looking for some equipment, just farming for some levels. Anything he can get to where he's in that comfy spot to where he can go and take on the Dark King. Meanwhile, Ultima closing the gap here. 17 fragments, only needs 2 more. Cupid Locket being found here. And our boy Ruben being found in Cage Temple, just like Ultima found. One more fragment left on Ultimastrike side. I believe there is one in the glass case after you drop down from Golem, hiding in there. We do see Golem hiding something, though. With a Ruben and Ultima both rocking flares, though, this should be a quick fight. And farfelu catching up on all the checks that we saw Ultima make here in the windier region here, getting the heal spell, multi-key, going to take a quick stop at the dab bed. Ultima's going to be topped up on charges and HP here at the crystal cutscene. Is going to cost a bit of time, though. Meteor being found, so now his major mode of damage has been found. Mega Grenades being found. Not needed, but nice to have. And that's our last Sky Fragment for Ultima. He's now in Go mode and in a little bit more of a comfortable spot, but only at level 10. We'll see if they take a grind before going into Doom Castle, or see if they take a Doom Castle grind. Ooh, a nice formation here. Not the best you can get, but it does have a ninja in it, so we will be able to grind up some levels here. $14 seeds. Ultima's going to take this grind and get up to a comfort level, maybe of 15. We'll see. Should be done in about 5 or 6 fights, depending on the formation that he gets. And again, Flare putting in work here. Ooh, not topping up before going into the fight. This could be a little hairy. Meanwhile, farfelu going back in to do some seed shopping. Yeah, the only thing that Ruben's got going for him, chat, is that he is resistant to fire damage. He has no immunities. Going in at level 13. Going to go ahead and do the full climb dive. Time to go. Ultima will probably be taking on Dark King at level 16. By all accounts. Meanwhile, farfelu starting his grind here on first floor Doom Castle. Be interested to see what level he grinds up to. Basically with the exact same equipment loadout, not having white or flare available, but again, not necessarily needing white or flare to be available. Ooh, Ultima taking a gamble on the Dragon Claw. Does it for one turn, and then opts to use Ruben as a meat shield, moving on with exit. And yes, definitely, those ninjas will help towards the XP gain. After the Cerberus's, Ultima should be up to level 14, which will give him another wizard spell charge. Yeah, again, eagle-eyed chatters noticing farfelu also does not have life. If Ruben goes down, that's a wipe for farfelu. Meanwhile, Ultima does have the opportunity to pick Ruben back up and continue. Hopefully, he will not need to do so here. 2 full Nelsons and moving on with life. But that will be a major decider in the final battle. Now, this is not farfelu's first rodeo of going in lifeless to Dark King. He's done it before, and there are strats that we're probably going to see utilized, such as Mr. President strats. We'll see if they work out. Nice damage there, but a double wipe there. Again, the hazard of coming in here at such a low level. If you get a bad roll, that's going to put you down. Level 14 is dangerous. farfelu opting... No, not opting. He does not have a way to kill Stone Golem quickly because he did not find exit. So he's going to get a level up here on Ultima going into Wyvern. Mr. President strats being cleverly utilized by Ultima, though. We'll see if it pays out. Not enough, though. Second wipe here on Wyvern. This is going to be a bit of a roadblock. Yeah, farfelu is going to go in with 40 more HP on both characters, but again, that is a huge damage hurdle to get over, and it's going to roll down to RNG, essentially, for our runners to get past. And sorry for the silence there, chat. We saw Ultima clear through that Wyvern. I was pulling in some reinforcements. So maybe, just maybe, we'll have another special guest here in the booth with us tonight. Meanwhile, Jerkbird doing what did Jerkbird do? But both of our runners here now utilizing choice Mr. President strats. I think Ultima has just opted because Ruben has the bigger HP pool and that Ben has all the resistances in the world and immunities to say, I am now the bodyguard. And a down Jerkbird in no time at all. Ultima now making their way on to the final Dark King encounter. Now, he's called the Great Decider for a reason. The Great Equalizer. The Dark King. This fight can wreck you. Opting for a strong start with full offense. Going to try to get out of phase 1 as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, farfelu clearing Wyvern. Huge hurdle to overcome here. We know Jerkbird's not going to be too much of an obstacle. Ooh, instant death here on the table, and he outspeeds Ruben. But being pushed into phase 3 here. And RoboCorpse, this... I love the sprite. Sorry, it's a Contra sprite if you're not familiar, and man, is it fitting for Dark King. So those of you who might not be familiar, the randomizer allows you to randomize Dark King's true form, and there have been a plethora of community-provided sprites or conversions because of the palette limitations of Mystic Quest for the true form of Dark King. Shoutouts to all of our spriters in the community. Ultima not taking any chances, though. Playing it safe. farfelu now making their way through Jerkbird. Big damage. You love to see it. And farfelu now making their way to Dark King. If Ultima takes a wipe here, this advantage flips to farfelu. And we are joined in the booth by my reinforcements. 10, how are you doing tonight, good buddy?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, Hemmings. How are you?
I am holding this down as best I can solo, so I'm glad for the reinforcements. This has been a stellar finals. Ultima is just barely ahead of farfelu here, but at one level lower, a little bit of an equipment advantage in spells, but they're both saddled with Ruben.
That was the best choice, huh?
Look, you look at the spell list here. Kaylee only rolled fire at 35. Tristan rolled fire, heal, quake, and thunder. Phoebe rolled fire, quake, and heal. So yeah, that was the best we got.
That's incredible.
We are bargain bin shopping today. But again, the two finalists here putting their knowledge to the test here and showing off their skills that they've displayed this entire tournament, making an excellent showing of this battle. farfelu now moving on to phase 3. Ooh, sky attack. And there's the sky attack over on Ultima's side. I hate that move so much on King. There's a full send from Ultima. Doesn't quite finish it. Yeah, a deceptively thick Dark King. It looked like he rolled paper, but he came in from the back end, and he was like, no, wait. I was hoarding all my HP for the last part. And again, time for Ultimastrike. We are having a game 3 tonight, chat. You'll love to see it.
Oh, I came in at the very right time, I guess.
Yeah, the perfect time, one might say. So get your GGs in chat. You wanted a game 3, chat. You're getting a game 3 for the finals. Nothing but the best for y'all. farfelu more than likely going to take a DNF so that we can get this show on the road. Because if there's one thing he doesn't want to do, it's wait while the reflexes and everything are still fresh. So let me pull up that game info screen. Well, there will be about a 10-minute delay. So if you need to take a bio break, get a water break, I will go ahead and pull up the game info screen for us and share it with my ever lovely co-commentator so he can also get a read on what's going on here. Sky attack. I think I see what's about to happen. This is about to be a double sky attack. Or rock. Did he finish this out? I am the way I am, chat. Y'all wouldn't love me any other way. Or at least I would hope you wouldn't love me any other way. And hopefully y'all have been enjoying the show we've been putting on for you tonight. Yeah, and that's a time for farfelu, so not a DNF. 36:01. Might have just hit the DNF on the timer. So GG's to farfelu. Again, just having a little bit of a difficulty not having as much damage options available. But again, Meteor was the only thing he really needed. And going in lifeless to King and finishing like that, respectful. Great times
like
from
maybe,
two amazing runners.
Maybe Exit played quite a bit of part in this. I didn't catch literally any of this run, so I just see Ultimate has Exit, farfelu doesn't, so...
A little bit of Exit playing in a part, a little bit of Ultima being a little more thorough at some locations. Farfelu like half-dipped a couple, and it did not, unfortunately, pan out for him. Missed a couple key pickups and some fragments, which ultimately gave Ultima, while being a little bit more thorough, a bit of a buffer to go in first.
Well, GG's to Ultima. I'm glad to see somebody finally take a game off farfelu. Not that I'd like him to lose. It's just finally this, comeuppance eventually, right? I mean, come on.
I mean, it's been done. I've done it before. It's not impossible. If I can take games off farfelu, anybody can. Just saying. This is a randomizer. Where we all roll the dice and go, good luck, everybody. But yeah, no, I can't speak enough to how the skill set that's being put on place for you guys tonight. Ultima putting in great work, putting in the grind, so much practice, and it's showing and it's paying off. He's obviously been paying attention to all the other runners, picking up all the tips and tricks he can to bring to the tournament here, and it's showing. And farfelu, a seasoned vet, always puts on a great show.